Every day you make hundreds of choices, maybe without even realizing it, that affect your health. The choice to smoke or not to smoke. The choice to exercise or not to exercise. The choice to eat nutritious foods or not. All of these choices add up. Study after study has shown that there's a high correlation between people's health and lifestyle choices and the length and quality of their lives. In fact, according to the Centers for Disease Control, over half of all the deaths in this country are directly related to lifestyle factors. That means that the choices you make will either increase or decrease your risk of developing a variety of health problems, including heart disease and cancer. Your choices will depend in large part on your point of view. What is your attitude about health? Let's look at exactly how attitudes shape the choices people make about health.
But what could he have done to prevent it? He had a heart attack.
It's scary. Tony was only 39.
Yeah, but he smoked. And his idea of exercise was watching the game on TV. Oh, and his diet consisted of what? Milkshakes, chips, hamburgers, and hot dogs?
Right. And that's what caused his heart attack?
He did everything he could to stack the odds against him. I mean, it's no wonder he had heart problems.
You know, I don't think food and exercise make all that much of a difference. As I see it, when your number's up, your number's up.
Well, whenever I hear about something like this, I promise to make some changes. I just wish I could stick to it.
What you've just heard are the two most dangerous and far too common attitudes about health. The first one we call broken New Year's resolutions. On December 31st, you always plan to live up to your resolutions, but by January 7th, you've broken every one of them. Of course, these kinds of promises happen all year round. For example, people like Carla here. They have the best of intentions, especially when confronted with the facts. But their commitment is short-lived. It's like when you see a car accident. You drive more carefully for a few miles and you buckle your seatbelt, but we all know how long that lasts.
I really do want to quit, but it's so hard. Not today, maybe on Monday.
Then there's the second attitude that we call what's the use. People with this attitude deny that they have any control. They think that there's nothing they can do that will make a difference, so why bother?
I have high blood pressure. Well, everybody in my family has high blood pressure. Look, I take my medicine. Enough is enough. I'm going to eat and drink what I want. I'll have a burger and fries.
Very often, people will say that it doesn't matter what they do. Their health is genetically predetermined. If their parents had heart disease or cancer, they believe that it doesn't matter how well or how poorly they take care of themselves. Yes, genetics is a factor in your overall health, but it's only one factor. Lifestyle is another. Remember, 1/2 of all the diseases that can kill or disable you are linked to your lifestyle. Consider these statistics. Over 500,000 people die every year from heart disease. More than 500,000 people die from cancer. 150,000 die from strokes. 75,000 die from chronic lung disease. 37,000 die from diabetes. Will you become one of these statistics? No one can say for sure, but you can take steps to reduce your risks of developing these and other health problems. The choices you make every day can make a difference. A healthy lifestyle can literally add years to your life. And that's the whole idea behind the concept of a health age versus your chronological age. Your health age can be younger or older than your actual age, depending upon your lifestyle. For example, Joe just turned 40, but because he eats right, exercises, and takes care of his health age is only 34. But Dan here is a different story. He's also celebrating his 40th birthday, but his health age is 60. A healthy lifestyle really does make a difference in how you look and feel. It also reduces your risk of developing many life-threatening diseases. As you watch this program, you'll be asked to answer yes or no to questions about your health habits and risks. Some of these questions will cover factors over which you have no or only limited control, such as family history, age, sex, and your environment. However, most questions will cover factors over which you do have control. This is your own private evaluation. Don't worry about keeping score. The questions will show you how the choices you make impact your health, especially when it comes to heart disease, hypertension, diabetes, and cancer. After you've answered all the questions, we'll give you information that will help you to make choices that are healthier than the ones that you may be making now. First, we'll begin with heart disease. Heart disease is the #1 cause of death and disability in this country. While you're answering the following 8 questions, we'll explain why every yes answer increases your risk of developing heart disease. Let's begin. Smokers face more than twice the risk of heart attack than non-smokers. A family history of heart disease means you're more likely to develop it. Being overweight puts added strain on your heart. Knowing your cholesterol level is important because the risk of heart disease rises with increasing levels of cholesterol. Studies have shown that men have a greater risk of heart attack than women. But that doesn't mean women don't have heart attacks. More and more are. People who don't exercise enough have nearly twice the risk of developing heart disease as those who exercise regularly. High blood pressure adds to the heart's workload, causing it to become weaker over time. Because diabetes affects cholesterol levels, it can sharply increase the risk of heart attack. It's a fact. In this country alone, almost 3 people suffer a heart attack every minute. And every one of your yes answers brings you closer to becoming one of these statistics.
There are some risk factors for heart disease, being male, having a family history of heart disease, or being diabetic that are beyond your control. If any of these apply to you, talk to your doctor about what steps you can take to reduce your risk of developing heart disease, and follow his or her instructions. Any unchangeable factors in your life make it even more important to pay particular attention to those factors you can control.
Because of my family history, I decided to do everything I could. I quit smoking, started exercising, and lost weight.
No one in my family has heart trouble, but I'm still concerned. When I found out my cholesterol level was high, I changed my diet and exercised more, and my count went down.
My grandfather was 60 when he had his heart attack, but he made some changes in his lifestyle, and today he's an active and a healthy 75-year-old. I was pretty young when he had his heart attack, but I decided to make some changes right then and there. You know, you're never too young or too old to make the right choices for your health.
To make the right choices, you need to know the facts. But some diseases have no specific symptoms or early warning signs. One example is hypertension, better known as high blood pressure, a disease affecting over 60 million Americans. It contributes to strokes, heart attacks, and kidney failure. The only way to know if you have high blood pressure is to have it checked on a regular basis. But keep in mind that even if your blood pressure was okay last year, it may not be now. As you'll see, certain factors can cause it to change. So answer the following questions to determine if you're at risk for high blood pressure. Once again, people whose parents have high blood pressure are more likely to develop it than those whose parents don't. For an overweight person who develops hypertension, weight loss is one of the most effective ways to reduce blood pressure. Excessive alcohol intake, more than 2 ounces a day, can raise your blood pressure. Too much salt can raise some people's blood pressure. Each yes answer indicates that you have a risk factor, which means that you're a likely candidate for high blood pressure. And the risk increases as you get older, which is why it's so important to have it checked regularly.
If you have high blood pressure, in many cases it can be brought under control. Regular exercise and achieving or maintaining your proper weight are 2 of the best ways to control and lower your blood pressure. Sometimes medication is needed. Follow your doctor's instructions and take all medications as prescribed.
In addition, some people with mild hypertension can lower their blood pressure by reducing the amount of salt in their diets.
Go easy on the salt, Bob. Remember, you have high blood pressure.
I'm just putting on a little.
But there's a lot of salt in the food already.
All right, I get the message.
Limiting your intake of sodium means more than taking the salt shaker off the table. Sodium comes in many different forms. High levels are found in ketchup, in soy sauce, pickled foods, and acids, baking powder, and canned soups. Check the label on the foods you buy and make the low-sodium, healthy choice whenever you can. Another health problem that can be controlled by diet, exercise, and following your doctor's instructions is diabetes. Approximately 10 million people have been diagnosed as having diabetes, and it's estimated that an additional 10 million may have developed it without realizing it. It's a serious, even life-threatening problem that you should know about.
Thank you. You can't catch diabetes. It's a disease of the pancreas that prevents the body from using sugars and starches normally, leaving it dependent on fats and protein for energy instead of glucose or sugar. Diabetes can strike at any age and is sometimes triggered by pregnancy. Untreated, diabetes can lead to blindness and even death.
Only your doctor can tell you if you have diabetes. However, certain risk factors contribute to the likelihood of getting the disease. Answer yes or no to the following questions to find out how many risk factors you have. A family history of diabetes increases your risk of developing the disease. The more common type of diabetes most frequently occurs in people who are overweight. Studies have shown that people who exercise all their lives have a lower risk of developing diabetes. With each additional 10 years of life, the risk of developing diabetes rises. Once again, your yes answers indicate increased risk factors for diabetes. Discuss these risks with your doctor and change any factors over which you have control. Now let's look at the risk factors surrounding cancer, the number 2 killer in this country. Keep in mind as we discuss cancer that death from this disease can best be prevented through early detection and treatment. Family history can increase your chances of developing certain types of cancers. 30% of all cancers and 85% of all lung cancers are due to cigarette smoking. Although alcohol isn't a proven carcinogen, it does enhance the cancer-causing effects of tobacco and is likely to increase the incidence of liver cancer. High-fat diets, which include large quantities of meats, full-fat cheeses, dairy products, and baked goods, are associated with an increased risk of several types of cancer, including colon, prostate, and breast cancers. Ultraviolet rays of the sun are the most frequent cause of skin cancer. A variety of screening procedures, including mammograms, pap smears, and testicular exams, can detect cancer at an early, curable stage. Each yes answer puts you at a higher risk for cancer. If you have a history of cancer in your family, your doctor can help you develop a plan of prevention and detection. Notice that the other factors we asked you about are completely under your control.
You're on my back so much about putting salt on my food. How about you and your cigarettes?
I tried to get her to quit when I did, but...
Look, I know about the health problems. I know it causes cancer, okay?
Even 2 cigarettes a day doubles your risk of developing lung cancer. 3 cigarettes triples it. The best way to reduce your risk of cancer is to quit smoking. 10 years after quitting, the added risk of lung cancer will virtually disappear.
Can I get you anything else?
Yeah, maybe later.
But you can tell me how you got that great tan.
That's one of the advantages of working nights. I get to sit out in the sun all day.
I'd kill for a tan like that.
Man, you could die from it, too.
Getting a little sun isn't going to kill me.
Well, skin cancer could, and it's especially dangerous for someone with fair skin like you have.
Take extra special care if you are fair-skinned or if you have relatives who have had skin cancer. Everyone should avoid exposure to the sun's dangerous ultraviolet rays. If that's not possible, wear a hat, sit under an umbrella, and use a sunscreen with a high sun protection factor number. There's a lot that we don't know about cancer, but given what we do know, taking action is the most important thing you can do to reduce your risks. Right about now, you may be feeling a little uneasy about some of the unhealthy choices you've been making, but it's never too late to change. Unfortunately, there are no magic potions or quick fixes when it comes to health. You've probably noticed that over and over we've asked you about diet, exercise, and smoking. That's because there's a link between these choices and your health. Using this information, we've developed 4 general guidelines to help you make healthy choices. Number 1, exercise regularly.
The American Heart Association recommends that you try to make a serious commitment to exercise 25 to 40 minutes 3 times a week. Of course, if you're just starting out, don't try to do too much too soon.
Aerobic exercises are a fun way to get a good workout and strengthen your cardiovascular system. And you don't have to go to an aerobics class to get an aerobic workout. You can run, walk, swim, ride a bike, play tennis or basketball. Any brisk activity that raises your heart and breathing rates.
Non-aerobic exercise can also help. Besides my regular workouts, I make it a point to get a little extra walking in every day. I park at the far end of the parking lot, and I use the stairs instead of the elevator. And I do other things like that to get a little extra exercise.
In addition to helping you look and feel good, exercise can provide many health benefits. For example, regular exercise can substantially reduce your chances of developing heart disease. It can also reduce the levels of fat in your bloodstream and improve circulation. But remember, talk to your doctor about an exercise program before you begin.
One of the other benefits of regular exercise is that it helps you control your weight. This is important because excess weight increases your chances of developing high blood pressure, diabetes, and heart disease. Which brings us to our second guideline for healthy living. Maintain a healthy weight. A lot of people are concerned about their weight. Sometimes they'll try anything to lose a pound or 2. But the truth is that diet and exercise, supervised by your doctor or a registered dietitian, is probably the best way to safely lose excess weight. No doubt your doctor will tell you that a balanced diet is vital to achieving and maintaining a healthy weight. But counting calories is not enough to ensure that your diet is balanced. You also have to know the nutritional value of the foods that you eat. Choosing the right foods can improve your overall health. And that's why our next guideline is so important. Select healthy foods.
I'll have the hot fudge sundae. Don't make mine with chocolate ice cream.
Nothing for me, thanks. I'm all set.
Come on, Steve. No ice cream?
No, my cholesterol's borderline. I'm trying to cut down on fatty foods.
Selecting healthy foods includes limiting those that are high in saturated fat and cholesterol, such as ice cream, butter, cheese, whole milk, cold cuts, sausage, bacon, and egg yolks. For both health and weight purposes, also remember to limit foods high in sugar. To find out exactly how much sugar is in your diet, you have to look at the labels. Sugar comes in many different forms and is listed under many different names, including glucose, fructose, corn sweetener, and molasses. Healthy food choices include fresh fruits and vegetables, fish, poultry, lean meats, low-fat dairy products, and whole grains. A healthy diet can help lower your cholesterol, reduce your risk of some forms of cancer, and even in the case of low-sodium diets, help control your blood pressure. To find out if additional changes in your diet or lifestyle are needed to improve your health, a medical checkup is needed, and that's guideline number 4. Have regular medical checkups.
Most people don't bother having regular checkups. They figure it isn't necessary as long as they're feeling okay. But conditions such as cancer, diabetes, and high blood pressure don't often have identifiable symptoms in their early stages.
The choice to get regular medical checkups is yours. The choice to seek medical help when you have a problem is also yours. As you've seen throughout this video, when it comes to every aspect of your health, your choices really do make a difference. Think about your lifestyle and the choices you make. Remember your answers to the questions we asked you today. Do yourself a favor. Trade your unhealthy habits for healthy ones. Exercise regularly, maintain a healthy weight, select healthy foods, have regular medical checkups that include cholesterol and blood pressure tests, and consider the consequences of all your choices. Your future depends on it.